What's going on, folks? Welcome back to We the Champs. You already know the finest sports show on the turf, on the earth, in the pool, on the court, wherever you want to call it. You already know to tune in. I'm your host, Jalen, and we're getting into some NFL talk today. But before we do that, you already know the call to action. Hit that like, subscribe, comment, share, bell notification, all of the above. All right, it's time to talk some football. All right, so it's the NFL quarter mark. They went up to 17 games for the season. However, I just still called a quarter mark at 4 games and the halfway at 8 games, and that last week 18, technically game 17 for teams can be just a little cherry on the top. All right, so let's talk about some games this past week. Cowboys bust down the Giants. Cowboys, they're riding their horse. They're not riding it too strong. They don't have too much outside of CeeDee Lamb on offense. And the running back room isn't the strongest. I know they bought Zeke back and whatnot, but at the 4 games of sample size, they need some juice in that backfield. They just need some juice overall. All right. So let's talk about some games from the Sunday slate. So we'll get into some games and just specifically what we're seeing from teams so far this year and specific players. So the Bucks beat up the Eagles 16-33, and the Bucks, who would have thought, the 3-time reigning NFC South champion, they are atop the division right now at 3-1. The Bucks beat them pretty bad, and the Eagles are down bad right now. So they're playing without A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, the 2 top receivers, your 1A, 1B, and also the right tackle, arguably future Hall of Famer Lane Johnson. All right, so let's make it think tough on Jalen Hurts. And we saw a little bit of regression from him last year. I'm still seeing some pretty good plays, so I'm still putting Jalen Hurts in the positive. He was sacked 6 times, and he's been a turnover machine lately. He had 1 fumble loss and 1 interception in this matchup, and yeah, it just wasn't good. The Bucks almost doubled their offensive yard gain. Eagles had 227 yards. Bucks with 445 yards. But let's get into the Bucks, man. They've been playing pretty good. Who the hell did they lose to last week? I can't quite remember. But they're sitting at 3-1 atop that NFC South. They went up 0-24 in this game. I hate this coffee. Yeah, that's pretty dominant, if I would say. Who would have thought Baker to go and playing in Cleveland, getting knocked out of Cleveland, traded from Carolina, going to the Rams, probably where going to the Rams was the catalyst of the rebirth of Baker's career. But big props to him. He's definitely sitting in this MVP race right now. Who would have thought, right? Baker Mayfield would have been in the MVP race at the beginning of the season, the quarter mark, and Jalen Hurts not quite so much, all right? So let's move on to a dynamic quarterback matchup right here. The Ravens and the Bills. The Ravens beat down the Bills on Sunday Night Football. I think the score was 10-35. Buffalo Bills came close. The turnover at the beginning of the second half is what really shot out their momentum. Josh rolled out the pocket. It might have been a trick play. I'd have to watch it again. Had the ball caught the pass. They knocked it out, recovered it, and Ravens just laid it on. Not to mention the start of the game, freaking Derrick Henry just chugging for an 87-yard touchdown. Dude, I've been waiting to see Derrick Henry have that breakout long-ass run again. It's so satisfying to see a human that big, run that fast up the sideline and then get the TD. The Ravens are dangerous, man. It's just so with the Bills and the Ravens, some of you might agree, some of you might disagree. We're singing the same song every time with the Bills and the Ravens. All right. In my opinion, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are tied for the number 2 spot at quarterback in the league. I mean, you look at these guys, they've carried the offense with not much. Both dual threat quarterbacks, great arms, amazing plays, just Definitely two of the most exciting quarterbacks to watch in the game. You have these teams that put up stupid numbers in offense, defense that just crush teams. They knock teams out on a weekly basis. We've seen it in the past season. However, they run into an issue when it comes to the postseason. The Bills, we've seen it. We saw them fall very, very short in the Bengals the season before last, and last year they fell to the Chiefs. And now that is the new main opposition for the Ravens. They fell to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game last year, and they lost to the Chiefs in the opening kickoff game of the season. So we're seeing the same thing here. Two top-tier defenses, offenses, superstar, dual-threat quarterbacks that can't get past the Chiefs. We're singing the same song. Who's going to arise here? But anyways, back to it. The Ravens, they just have that offense is crazy, man, especially with Derrick Henry. Now, they've had good running backs in the past recently, even going all the way back to Ray Rice. Last year, the past couple seasons, they have J.K. Dobbins, who couldn't stay healthy, but we saw how explosive he was, turning up the sideline, getting those yardage and making big plays. Then last year, they had guys, Gus Edward, Justice Hill, and whatnot. But you bring in a superstar who can be the focal point of this offense on any given week in Derrick Henry. It just makes everything so much easier. Just simply play action run, simple pocket passing, RPOs. And then the threat of Lamar Jackson running the ball is always big time. So the Ravens, the ball is in y'all's court, man. Y'all have more juice, especially on the offensive side of the ball, than the Chiefs. Dude, when y'all get into the playoffs, you just got to figure this out, man. Come on, Lamar. Come on, y'all. But, I mean, one thing I saw from the Bills, Josh protected the ball, didn't have any turnovers, other than that one fumble loss. But, I mean, what can you say? All right. A little bit in the AFC South rivalry game. The Jaguars are 0-4. They are the lone 0-4 team this season. Sad. And they fell to the Texans 20-24. Stroud was great. Lawrence is pedestrian. Lawrence has been pedestrian since the start of the season. I still have plenty of faith for Trevor Lawrence. That coming out of the draft like that and all-time talent, it's definitely there. We've seen it. I don't think it's going away anytime soon. The Jaguars, they're 0-4 right now. However, they have been a streaky team in the past seasons, like even dating back to last year and definitely the year before last. They'll go 1-3 or whatever, win 8 straight games, lose another one, win a couple. I don't know if this is Doug Peterson's coaching style with the team, or I don't know what's going on. However, I'm not ready to rule the Jags out I'm not going to rule them out of a mediocre season. However, I'm not going to put them in the category of having a terrible season and being a bottom 5 team. This team is way too talented to finish in the top 5 of the league. They're going to stay streaky. They're going to go on a little blurb and surprise some folks in the coming weeks. All right. And the Texans looking like a serious contender in the AFC right now, sitting at 3-1. Stroud. People are declaring Stroud a top 5 quarterback. I'm not even going to argue that because, dude, the way this guy just sits and delivers the ball, it's like he's been doing it for 20 years, like Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Stroud is good. The offensive weaponry they have. Nico Collins, he's gone from star to superstardom. He had a big-ass game in this past game. And it was wasn't a comeback win, but it was a rally win at the end for the Texans to get this to nip this in the bud. And Stroud, just the way he plays, that poise and just how he delivers the ball, it's almost Mahomes and Brady-esque. You see it, you just see the guy in the 2-minute drive, 2-minute drill offense just going down the field. You just have confidence he's going to make those right throws, make the play. He gets close to the red zone. You just know it's going to happen. So Stroud is he's etching in that company. All right. So some quick hints here. The Chiefs lose Rice for the season. They won against the Chargers 17-10. All their wins are looking the same, dude. Just getting it out the mud, getting plays done. Mahomes just being super clutch in the end, and great defense. The defense, like we said last year, was what carried the Chiefs here, and they got it done. So we know Travis Kelce has also started off slow. I think he had 7 catches for 87 yards in this game. So with Rashee Rice going, are we going to see some more Kelce? I think so, absolutely. So you fantasy owners that have been disappointed, I think Kelce is about to turn it up here. And they have the best coaching in the league. I'm hearing some guys saying that it's the Vikings. Okay. Tell me when this Vikings coaching staff has went to the Super Bowl. Now tell me when the Chiefs coaching staff has went to the Super Bowl. I mean, you have Steve Spagnuolo as the defensive coordinator with this badass defense that carried the team last year to the Super Bowl, and we have Andy Reid. I don't even have to make any more comments on Andy Reid. I can just literally just leave it there. So, the Chiefs are getting it done with the best coaching in the league. They're not super dynamic on offense, not yet, at least, not yet. But they're still a contender no matter what. One of the last 2 undefeated teams, them and the Vikings. And then we had the Chargers. Chargers just lost a tough game. Harbaugh is going to keep it going, all right? The Bears beat the injury-riddled Rams. They got the run game going. Okay. You never want to put it all on a rookie quarterback. I mean, we've seen it before. Cam Newton, maybe Justin Herbert, just making plays all the time as a rookie for the team. Andrew Luck even. But Caleb Williams is arguably that kind of talent, but you still don't want to put it all in the hands of a young guy like that. Get him some help. Get that run game going. Make it easy. You know, the quarterback's best friend is a solid run game and a good defense. So let's keep this going easy for Caleb Williams. This is definitely a game they should have won at home with the Rams, who have everybody hurt. Kupp, Nakua, offensive linemen. So props to the Bears here. What else we got? The Commanders blew out the Cardinals on the road, 42-14. It's kind of a surprising road blowout. All right. I picked the parlay. I did not expect to see this. I don't think anybody expected to see this. But the Washington Commanders are booming with efficiency with Jaden Daniels right now. All right. So they're getting it done. Cliff Kingsbury, who I told y'all he was a good hire as offensive coordinator. We got to realize, man, these coordinator positions, assistant coaching positions, you know, you can really see guys at their optimal in those positions as opposed to being a head coach. Being a head coach just comes with so much more responsibility and other things to keep track of. If you're the offensive coordinator, you're coaching the offense. That's your primary focus. You're not worried about team matching and all this other blase or whatever. You're focused on your side of the ball. And I believe Cliff Kingsbury is a really good offensive coordinator for young athletic quarterbacks. All right. So props to the Commanders. Let's see if they keep it going. I believe they're in the league in the NFC East now at 3-1. So I'm excited to see what they can do. All right. The Jets. What the hell? Jets, New York? I knew it was I knew the weather was bad, but how the hell y'all lose to the Broncos, man? The Jets lose 10-9 to the Broncos. 10-9. You couldn't get 11 points. You couldn't get 12. You couldn't put another field goal on the board. I mean, Bo Nix had 60 yards passing, all right? In all fairness, but not quite too much fairness, the Broncos defense has been heating up. They gave up, let's see here, they gave up 26 points to Seattle in week 1. That's week 1. You can always erase week 1, all right? 26 to Seattle week 1, 13 to the Steelers week 2, and they visited the Buccaneers and won on the road 26-7. So 2 big time road wins for the Broncos that people really didn't expect. But that's NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. All right. Yeah, this game was lackluster, especially for the Jets. They should have won. They missed a 50-yard field goal. That could have been that 12 points right there at the end of the game. But I guess Rodgers, he did put him in a position to win, but I just need more from the Jets, especially in this kind of matchup, And the next 2 weeks aren't getting any easier. They play the Vikings in London, and they host the Bills the week after. So Jets, y'all got to get it going, man. I'm looking at the rest of y'all's schedule. You can do a little something, but we need you, Rodgers. We need you to get it going for real. All right. Speaking on the Vikings playing in London, are the Vikings the real deal? Let's take a little bit of a dive. All right. Sam Darnold coming to this team. He's showing all the tools he's had in the draft process. I mean, you look at the coaches that wanted him, or the prior coach that wanted him as the backup reserve, and Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco, okay? The Vikings are balling, man. Are they the team to beat? You're going to see, but you got the coaching going on, Kevin O'Connell, the offensive side of the ball, and Brian Flores, former head coach, former Bill Belichick protege, as the defensive coordinator, all right? They're running it up. They beat the Giants 28-6. 49ers at home, 23-17, and the Texans at home, 34-7. And they visit their NFC North rival, the Packers, and win 31-29. And they were beating them bad. They were beating them by a good margin. I know the Packers did come storming back, but defenses tend to play differently when you have a good lead. It's not so. They don't play super close on the margins. You know what I mean? So these comebacks, they kind of do happen. And going into some more detail with the Packers, Love had his injury or whatever. He was out the past 2 weeks. That guy's talented, man. He looked sloppy. The footwork was sloppy. Made some iffy throws, but man, the good ones are just like, this guy's doing this off his back foot. He's moving around, getting things done. The Vikings, they're a team that's going to not the Vikings. The Packers are a team that's going to build momentum later in the season. Like we saw with last year, this is a young team. They're not paying any big contracts on offense. Jordan Love's getting everybody's money right now. With this young roster, especially on the offensive side of the ball, they're going to build this momentum late into the season. They're going to be healthier than other teams in the season. So definitely watch out for the Packers, all right? This is definitely something to build on. And as far as the Vikings go, that offense is off the chain, boy. Let me tell you. Aaron Jones, Addison, freaking Justin Jefferson out there. I mean, they're lighting it up right now. The Vikings are exciting to see, and I'm so excited to watch this matchup with the Jets, 9:30 Eastern time in London on Sunday. So I don't know if I've been this excited about a Europe NFL game in a while. It's a great matchup. NFL, y'all did good with that. All right. So what else we got? Yeah, the Saints and the Falcons. The Saints were very hot the first 2 weeks, then they lost at home to the Eagles. Falcons around about the same kind of momentum. Not really, but they got it done with no offensive touchdowns. Yeah, I think they had a muff punt or a block punt for a scoop in the end zone for a TD, a pick six, and Young Ho Koo get 4 field goals. That's 12 points right there. That's 26. And this looks like a typical NFC South matchup. As you can see, that's my squad. We're doing better, but this is the life of the NFC South for the time being. All right. and stick to the NFC South a bit. The Bengals get their first win against the Panthers. I checked that game out. It was very exciting, very entertaining. Jamar Chase caught the ball in the middle of the field, shook off a tackle, juked out another one, kicked it up the sideline 40, 45 yards for the TD. It was amazing. The Bengals, they still have so much talent on offense. Joe Burrow, still good. Still a top 5 quarterback in this league. I think they're going to get humming, especially with T. Higgins firmly back into this lineup. He looks healthy. He's getting his targets and everything. This is a team that definitely can build his confidence right now. I see the Bengals to be a force to reckon with, and they've been slept on right now. You hear that, Jay? That's one of my podcasts, my co-podcasters. So he's big on the Bengals, but definitely keep your eyes on the Bengals to go on a good streak here. All right. And it's just so good to see the Panthers competitive. Gosh, I had never been to a Panthers game and been so satisfied with the loss. Andy Dalton looks good out there. And, since Bryce Young's been benched and Andy Dalton's been at the helm, I'm actually seeing how good Deontay Johnson is. I know there was a little bit of talk about him and Steelers and not being the best teammate or trying his best or whatever. But damn, man, now we're getting to see what he's made of. That guy can move and make plays. We got Xavier Legette, the rookie out of Xavier Legette. If y'all ever heard that man talk in the interview, that's the guy. Just watching him make plays. He got his first career touchdown was great. Even the run game is boosted. Chuba Hubbard has had 200-plus yard games in back-to-back weeks. Who knows? Maybe we're in contention for the NFC South, or at least second. This is good to see. So Panthers football is definitely a bit more exciting again, or a lot more exciting. All right. Okay, what else we got here on the slate? The Dolphins got stomped by the Titans, 31-12. The Dolphins, they're swimming underwater with no quarterback right now. Tyreek Hill's not getting many touches, many yards. They have to figure something out or call this season a scratch. I don't think Tua's going back. Just imagine Tua coming back right now or whenever he's technically clear. It's going to be a wince every time he walks out there, dude. Everybody's going to be scared. The equipment guy, me, my mama, your mama. I think the Dolphins are screwed for the rest of this season. But it's okay. They're going to have some stuff to build on. But, man, maybe they should have gotten Joe Flacco. Let's segue to Joe Flacco, backup hero Flacco, playing in Indianapolis against the Steelers. Anthony Richardson was doing okay. He fumbled the ball, which I need these running quarterbacks to take care of the ball, man. He fumbled the ball, got hurt, came back in. They ran another running play with him. That was interesting. But your guy that got hurt going to run the ball again. They got it done. They went up by quite a few points, and the steel curtain wasn't as strong. However, I'm going to call it the Tua strategy. So going back to Tua. So the national championship game about 5-6 years ago, Tua came in for Jalen Hurts for the Alabama Crimson Tide against the Georgia Bulldogs and turned up. So who replaces their starter with a backup in college football or NFL, any league for that? Nick Saban in the championship game. So what the Steelers prepped for and what they were presented going into the second quarter through the rest of the game was vastly different. So the steel curtain is still strong. Steelers fans, you just got thrown a curveball with Joe Flacco unintentionally coming into the game and rescuing the Colts. All right. One good takeaway is Steelers fans, Justin Fields is definitely growing. I'm watching this guy play, sitting in the pocket, comfortable, keeping his feet moving, eyes down the field. See him reading right here, hits his check down, or he moves out the pocket and throws a 30-yard pass to George Pickens, which is very impressive. Just give this guy some time, man. He's uber talented. His upside is of anybody's in the league. You know, he has the speed of Lamar, the arm of Patrick Mahomes. I mean, this guy's the whole package. If you can just bear with him, let him grow, get him the right coaching, Justin Fields can be a franchise quarterback. All right. I believe in him. But 2 fumble snaps, Justin, come on. And one of them was very critical in the last drive that go win the game or tie the game. So, Fields, you're down on the interceptions, man. Just come on. Just get this ball. I don't know if it's the communication between you and the center or what. Just get that in order, man. Come on. You can't be fumbling the ball, losing big yardage on game-winning drives, all right? Let's get that together, my guy. All right. So that's all I have for you right now. I'm going to drop some rankings in a couple of days, so you guys don't want to miss this action. We got some college football coming up tomorrow, but this NFL quarter season's over, and we got 3/4 of the season left in the postseason, baby. Hey, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. We the champs. We out.